Francesca Rossi's near-death experience, the mysterious journey beyond life. Hello everyone and welcome to Ultra Legenda e Realtà, your point of reference for the darkest mysteries and hidden truths. In this video, I will talk to you about Francesca Rossi's near-death experience. Francesca Rossi had an extraordinary experience, not just a simple story, but a true divine revelation received in the darkest and most dramatic moment of her existence. On March 15, 2024, at 11:47 p.m., Francesca was returning home after a grueling day of work as a nurse in a hospital. The rain was pouring down with such intensity that visibility was reduced to a few meters. As he drove, his thoughts were on the comfort of his bed and the warmth of a steaming herbal tea. But suddenly tragedy struck. A bus coming from the opposite direction lost control, invading his lane. The crash was devastating. He remembers the deafening noise of the crumpled bodywork, then nothing. When she woke up in the hospital, doctors revealed that she had been clinically dead for a full 23 minutes. But what she had experienced in what seemed like an instant was something far beyond the human concept of time. It was not a simple near-death experience, it was a profound revelation about what is happening in our world and what lies ahead. The moment of impact was not accompanied by pain as she would have expected, but by a feeling of suspension. She saw herself from above, observing her body trapped between the sheets of metal while the rescuers desperately tried to free her and revive her. Then, suddenly, she was enveloped in an intense light, extraordinarily bright. It was not a light that blinded, but one that emanated pure love, penetrating every fiber of her soul. Next to her, she sensed a presence. He did not present himself as religious iconography shows us, but Francesca recognized him immediately. It was Jesus. His voice resonated inside her like a melody that touched her soul. "I brought you here for a purpose. What you will see must be shared, because the time we have left is shorter than many can imagine." It was then that Francesca saw a series of visions that shocked her. In front of her stood endless lines of people, lost and frightened, waiting for something. Huge screens broadcast reassuring messages about a new world order, promising security and prosperity. But beneath this facade lurked a dark fate. People were forced to make a choice, accept a brand that allowed them to buy food, access medical care, and continue to live in society, or reject it and face total exclusion. But this mark was not just a simple symbol, it altered the profound connection between man and God. Jesus explained to her that the system, while seemingly beneficial, was a deadly deception. It would be presented as a solution to global problems, a means to combat poverty, crime, and inequality. But anyone who accepted it would lose something much greater, their spiritual freedom. Even many believers would be deceived into believing that it was compatible with their faith. But not everyone would give in. Francesca saw small groups of believers preparing to resist, creating self-sufficient communities, growing their own food, and supporting one another. These people, even though excluded from the system, kept their faith intact. Jesus showed her how even the simplest actions, like memorizing scripture and developing a personal relationship with God, could make a difference. From above, Jesus allowed her to look down on the earth. She saw cities in chaos, more frequent natural disasters, and a growing spiritual darkness. Yet, in the midst of it all, small lights began to shine. They were believers who rejected the mark and remained steadfast in their faith. Those lights came together, creating an increasingly powerful spiritual network. "I am preparing a generation that will walk in unprecedented power and authority," Jesus told her. "They will perform miracles far greater than any the world has ever seen. But this power will come only to those who have completely given up their lives to follow me. The visions continued. Francesca saw how the mark would be introduced as a solution to global crises. It would be presented as necessary to ensure safety and stability. But to accept it meant losing something much greater, the ability to recognize spiritual truth. He also saw believers who would endure to the end, protected by divine providence. Some would be guided to move ahead of critical events, while others would stay behind to support their communities. The key was not location, but the ability to listen to God's guidance. Jesus revealed to her that the enemy would try to imitate divine miracles, deceiving many through advanced technology and dark powers. But the difference between true and false spiritual manifestations would be clear. Only those who walked in communion with God could discern the truth. Time was running out. Before taking his leave, Jesus left her one last message: warn my people now. When the system is in place, the choice will be final. They must prepare themselves spiritually and physically. They must strengthen their faith and build community. I will be with them, but they must choose which side they are on. Francesca woke up with this mission in her heart, to spread the message and prepare believers for what is to come. Her experience is not only a near-death story, but a warning to all of us. I invite you to share this video to spread the truth and leave a comment with your opinion. Subscribe to the channel for more insights into the mysteries of the world and the prophecies that are coming true. The question now is, will we be ready when that time comes?